So, hello everyone. Welcome to the demo day. Thank you all so much for joining and for your patience and for how you adapt to the different changes we continually do at Purpose Alliance, because we did say that it was the 22nd of October to some people and to some teams, but it's actually the third Thursday of each month. I got a bit mixed up there, so I do apologize. But whenever you have any doubts, either just message me or just think it's the first and the third Thursday of each month. Those are the Purpose Alliance calls, and it will always be like that forevermore, because we've changed it too many times. And what we've done is we've sent the invitations out from info@purposealliance.org. So the invitations you have on the Google Calendar or on your calendar from that email, info@purposealliance.org, are the correct ones, because I know a lot of you still have the old invitations, because I also have them. I try to eliminate them all from Purpose Alliance, but from like on my personal calendar, they also stay. So like that integration there didn't go as planned. So if you do have any old calendar invites, then I do recommend you delete them so you don't have mix-ups. So starting, I'm just gonna share the screen with you guys. Thank you all for writing down in the chat where you all are from. It's always great to see. So once again, thank you so much for joining. We haven't had this call in quite some time, so I'm really happy that we're having it, because it's always great to see those teams and their evolution. For those of you who don't know, the demo day is a day for the community members and the teams to really share their progress and share the initiatives that they are working on. And it's just a space where any team who is still progressing with an idea that came out from any purpose challenge, it can be any purpose challenge, any idea that they are still developing, they come here, they present, they share their project and their progress, and all of us get to have the chance to really, give them our feedback, and maybe, if it really appeals to you, then you can maybe jump on board that team and so on. So this happens thanks to the challenges. And as you all know, we started with the COVID-19 challenge series, which is it's still a trending topic. We hoped when we did this series that by now this would have ended, but it hasn't. So I do wish all of you, a lot of strength and positiveness around this. Out of this challenge, there were amazing, extraordinary ideas. And so we ran the Future of Work challenge series, where we had the global ones and the local ones, and there were amazing initiatives that actually are still carrying on from this this challenge. And not long ago, we ran the Future of Unity challenge, the global one, which went, from my point of view, the best of all. It was very interesting and very fun to do. We added new things to it, and you can watch the recordings at this link here. And then for those of you who don't know, we have just launched the Future of Education Global Challenge. It's on the 7th of November, and you have until the 25th of October to apply. So I do recommend that if you haven't, you do apply, because we have changed a lot of things and added new things. And so, it's like a Purpose Challenge 2.0, let's put it that way. So the important thing is that we have incorporated the Purpose Launchpad methodology to everything we do. And thanks to this, and thanks to all of you guys who have really, put your efforts and put your time into coming to these challenges, thanks to all of you, and thanks to your perseverance and your dedication, there are a lot of teams who have carried on the ideas that came from a challenge. into a 4-week process, into the Purpose Launchpad process with the Purpose Launchpad mentor, and they are still developing their project. And not only in those 4 weeks, you will see lots of them have carried on, and there's people that have done it and that are carried on, and they're on week like 8 or 9. So this is really good, and I do hope that we can start seeing all these initiatives in the market and really, you know, being successful and making that positive impact that we want to see in the world. So I'm going to shut up now and I will go on to just introducing today the 2 amazing teams who at the last minute jumped on board because there were a lot of other teams that wanted to present, and they were ready to present next Thursday, and in the end they're not ready for today because they realized yesterday that it was today. So thank you so much to the team Amplus, who Eric Patel is mentoring, and the team members are Andy, Miguel and Alberto. And also thank you to the team BPA Against COVID, and now it's Comunidad BPAC, and this came out from the challenge of Mexico. And the mentor is Oscar, and the team members are Miriam, Marcos and Ramon. So thank you so much to these 2 teams for being here today and you know, sharing with us the amazing progress that they're doing. And if other teams are on the call that after we do these 2 presentations want to also, you know, share a little bit, then ping me in the chat and we'll see how we can fit it in. So we will go in this order. First of all, we'll have BPA Against COVID, which is now Comunidad BPAC, with Miriam, Marcos, and Ramon, and Oscar as the mentor. Miriam, Marco, Ramon, are you there? Are you in this? Great. Awesome.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Well, good morning, good evening, or good night to everyone. So let me share my screen.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I letting you? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
Well, great. Let me just move the interface of Zoom and to start the presentation. Okay. Well, as a team, we started, as Kali mentioned, at the EXO Challenge in Mexico. Originally, we called BPAC because we are best practices against COVID, but now BPAC community are the words for life, passion, action, and commitment in Spanish. And well, our MPT is improving the physical and mental health from the spaces people inhabit. The lead teams, as you say, is Miriam Canales, Marco Ramos, and Ramon Fernandez, but we have a set of volunteers who is led by Griselda Ordaz, Rosario Garadito, and Anda Valdespino, and we are in the process of recruiting Indian ambassadors, and our coaches has been Javier, who was our mentor through the process in the EXO Challenge Mexico, and Oscar. This is who we are. And we're the lean team. We're in a balance between Miriam, who is focused on cultural development, Marcos, who is most into sports, he's a sport enthusiast, and me, I'm a volunteer enthusiast. I'm a civil engineer, and I have been working on volunteer initiatives for nearly 20 years. And this is who are helping us volunteering. Griselda Ordaz and Rosario Garadito are both in the construction businesses, and both are design and sport enthusiasts. And Ana Valdespino has recently incorporated to a community. She's a specialist on digital marketing, and she's helping us with our strategy on developing our communities. And well, our mentors, and we won't be here without them. This is Javier, who helped us to kick off this process, and Oscar, who has been very supportive to our initiative. And well, this is a timeline of the initiative. We were one of the 5 winner initiatives. We started on April 29 of 2010. And from April to May, we were supported by the intervention of Javi. And by June, we started to interviewing and making through the process, polls and interviews to have our MVPs that we launched. And we took the risk to participate on the MIT Challenge for Latin America. At that challenge, we redefined our MTP and we integrated some ambassadors. And in July 7, we launched our 2 MVPs on Facebook and LinkedIn. Then we were participating in the community builder and the company builder initiative in Mexico. And well, we there faced some maturity barriers and we learned a lot on this process. And from there, we participate in the MIT Challenge for India, where we explored the use of virtual reality for mental health improvement. And we obtained many volunteering requests to integrate to our community, and we enhance our global perspective. And well, on September 7, we launched our volunteering coordination. Why this initiative matters? The pandemic has come to enhance and accelerate both negative and positive trends in our societies. Beyond this current pandemic, in large regions of Latin America and the world, there are already pervasive epidemics of physical illness, such as diabetes, obesity, kidney failure, or heart disease, and mental illness, including anxiety and depression disorders, and adverse elements such as addiction, alcoholism, violence, either domestic against women or toward minorities, that make our initiative relative, not only in this pandemic, but through time. It is even more necessary today, even in some national or regional governments are limiting or even canceling funds to support those, health support programs. This is there are 41 million deaths attributed to sicknesses that has a genetic development. This is where our initial kickoff, presentation, our initial pitch in the Mexico Challenge. The idea was how the people can capitalize the free time they had at home in confinement in order to improve their health. Our initiative seeks, as we said before, to create a very agile way to have a high impact reference point in the network at a global level that allow different demographics to quickly find creative solutions to improve their physical and mental health from home. At that moment, it was only for home, capitalizing the amount of time people are forced to spend at homes or hospital with restricted modalities. From there, we have moved to a more wider vision with connected segmented communities with multiple creators through relevant, trustworthy, curated content. And the idea was to customize this content for user diversity using hashtags. There's hashtag BPAC, then the age group, then the place or the subject, like let's say BPAC Teens Mexico, Play with Family, or BPAC.art.otaku.spain.virtual museum visit, or BPAC Kids Argentina, create art while recovering in a hospital. This is the primary stakeholders analysis. Who provides input for this community, sorry? This is the BPAC project leaders and both boards, the champions and influencers that we are recruiting, the volunteers that are curating content and creating content and making RD for our platforms, the ambassadors that we're recruiting for our geographic area, and the contact we have in universities and research centers. This is the inputs we have. And well, the idea is to have the outputs through social networks, communities, and from there to the general public. What is the structure that we are actually building? Well, there's a leading team, and we are structuring two advisory boards. One that has to do with medical information, and also the other that will help us with management and technical issues. Those we actually have volunteers for both of the boards that we recruited in participations at both MIT hackathons. Then we have support councils, the ambassador support councils and the fund obtaining councils. And we have now 7 volunteers that are devoted to content creation and R&D research initiatives for our platform enhancement. And we have a waiting list of volunteers that Greece is now in process of integrating them. And this is our MVPs, and this is the actual status on this morning. LinkedIn has been very slow in order to grow. Up to, in this moment, we have 36 followers, but they're interacting with the information we provide there very actively. And this is the MVP that we have in Facebook. Up to this morning, we have 105 people that is incorporated to our community. And the idea for this pitch is why support our initiative? We have not detected any initiative in our region that focus on what we're doing, either from the public and the private sector. In the BPAC for Latin America, we have several mentors that, well, they evaluated our initiative as important, and they wanted to incorporate to our boards. And we expanded from home. One pediatric medical doctor in Argentina told me, this matters for my small patients, my kids' patients that have to spend a lot of time in the hospital. And we aim to align valuable people and resources to create an exponentially scalable multi-platform solutions. One of the learnings we obtained from all the surveys and all the interviews that we have conducted up to this moment is that with a vision like we're having, there's no a single social network that we must focus. We have a diverse offer on several platforms, because depending on the age and the geography and the cultural level, they can be obtaining health information from YouTube or Instagram or LinkedIn or even in WhatsApp groups. So we started first in Mexico and later to the world. And well, the idea is to make a self-financing and sustainable platform by generating our own resources. So we are exploring ways to obtain resources. We have a business model for that. Sorry. That is the business model, and we're exploring options for freemium platform, the obtaining of sponsoring that has not link attached, and having a paywall, and well, to charge influencers for that. So we're exploring several ways to finance in this platform. And this is where we have been very successful. We have recruiting an important amount of volunteers to help us to create and curate and translate content for this platform. The idea is that any user can come to our platform and find there two things: information that are pertinent, that are trustworthy, and may have an impact on their health. Along these 4 months now, 5 months now, what we have found in the leading team, discipline, respect for our opinions. Every decision that we have as a team is made in consensus. Everybody has to go with that option. If we do not agree with something, we have to express what are our opinions, and at the end, we balance what we're obtaining. We also have found empathy and camaraderie and flexibility and creativity. Everybody in the team has a career and has responsibilities, and we have found the space and time to operate this initiative. And openness to learn and experiment, this is something we took from Javi. And the flexibility to act local, we're acting local from Mexico, but thinking globally, incorporating people from all over the world. And where we're focused now, we are consolidating and attending volunteer requests that we have already received. We are promoting and growing audiences for our 2 MVPs. We are designing a web page as a core information hub for what we're doing. We are migrating to bilingual versions of our MVPs that at that moment, most of the content is in Spanish, and we want to have a parallel system in English. We are revising our community manifesto through participants in order to have a common set of rules to have everybody that are participating with us aligned in the same direction. We are consolidating a medical advisory board. We already have 3 members on them. We are recruiting a supplementary members for the management and technical boards. We already have 2 members there. And we are launching our first health challenge within the community. And finally, which are the next steps for us? And this is why we want to participate in the demo days, in order to obtain feedback and guidance in how we need to move forward. We want to integrate our initiative more people passionate about creating content to improve physical and mental health from home who wants to join our initiative. We want to expand our team responsible for developing, automating, curating, and realization of content. Also, to reinforce our funds obtaining initiatives. We want to recruit volunteers with experience in content development, social network management, and communication who wants to contribute their knowledge and time for the development, testing, and improvement of the solution we have in our portfolio, like the VR solutions. Recruit ambassadors in different regions of the world to extend the geographical reach of the dissemination of the content of our initiative. We want to link to universities and non-profit organizations that can provide content relevant to improve the health and different demographic segments of the people, and formalize alliance with companies and non-governmental organizations that can add resources and support to this initiative. So this is the information to contact us. This is bpac@community@gmail.com is the email address where all the information is consolidated, and those are the links to our MVPs. So this is it. Thank you for your time and for your attention, and we are open to receive your kind feedback.
Thank you so much, Ramon. That was an amazing presentation, and I think it would be great if you could share your presentation with me, and I can share it with the community, or you write down in the chat those 2 last links, because I tried to write it down, but I didn't get time.
Yes, I will share that. I will share that in the chat.
Awesome.
But
Skelly?
Yes.
May I make a comment or maybe ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Sure. So firstly, Ramon and team, I think that's, the fact that you guys have continued for the many months that you have, absolutely amazing. Well done to you guys. I mean, that's phenomenal. Actually, as you were speaking, you hit 2 of my hot buttons. One is literally non-communicable diseases, and the second one is mental health. I'm quite attracted by you guys' initiative. When we did the original COVID challenge, I was also part of a team that essentially won the African, at least the English version of it, the global one. And that team ran for about 15 weeks, and unfortunately then, put it out for various reasons. But I think the one thing that stood out for me when we did that initiative, and I want to maybe relate to you guys, was we were focusing predominantly on mental health. And one of the big challenges, especially in the spaces in which you want to tap into, is trust. In order to build these communities, generally the people that have got these types of issues, both from a mental health perspective, as well as from a non-communicable perspective, they don't go out in public and announce that they've got this. So the difficult part is A, tapping into those communities, and then B, building the relationships and the trust to actually create the traction. I'm happy to have a conversation with you guys outside of this, just around those, but I think that's probably 2 of the biggest obstacles you guys are going to face, or the biggest barriers, is literally tapping into those communities, because it's very much a case of A, how do you get in there? B, how do you then build trust? Because they're not going to come onto it unless there's trust. And then together with that, you've got the whole issue around public information and private information. So yeah, but other than that, I mean, amazing guys. Really, really well done on you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me following your line of thought. Some of the feedback we received from India, and this is totally aligned with what you're saying, is that how we may impact beyond social networks, how we may impact the health of people that have no access to internet. And so this is something that we are exploring. It's part of the initiatives where we need volunteers, how to move outside of this space, electronic space.
So Ramon, if I could maybe just bolt on to there. You're probably not going to like what I'm going to say, but social media is great for flash, but if you want real content, real engagement, you got to get out there and engage. In the 14 weeks while we ran the sprint, especially with the team that I ran, one of the biggest things that we found was that actually engaging with people in those communities. So we went and we set up conversations with clinical psychologists, various people in the mental health fraternity. And that was where we got the best traction. You know, social media, unfortunately, you know, it's got some other issues. So if you want to gain traction, if you want to build that community, the legwork is probably going to be the one-to-one engagement and the direct engagement with people in that community. It's a tough one to break into, but yeah, hats off to you guys. Well done.
Thank you. This is part of what we're doing. Thank you very much.
Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Isela Romo. I am computer engineering. Yes, from UDG. I have a master en informática aplicada. Excuse me for my English. Voy a tratar de hablar en español, ojalá que me entiendan. Soy una ingeniera de más de 25 años de experiencia. Estamos trabajando en un proyecto que se llama la cadena de favores, específicamente incluyendo también a las personas que tienen discapacidad. Lo interesante aquí, ojalá que me puedan entender, y con todo respeto para las personas que no entienden español, si algunas personas están entendiendo, esto es realmente una emoción. Primero que nada, felicidades al equipo de Ramón por su extraordinario trabajo colaborativo que lograron hacer con personalidades de diferentes nacionalidades. Pero regresando a mi proyecto, a esta cadena de favores específicamente, que se ha convertido en estos 6 meses en una cadena de acciones. Yo, que fui developer, Ramón y varias personas que están participando por más de 7 años y que soy una atleta realmente comprometida con diferentes disciplinas deportivas que me ayudan a no solamente yo estar sana, sino que mi familia también esté sana, pues imagínense. Este proyecto de cadena de favores lleva aproximadamente de desarrollo tal cual un 85%. Me quedé sin equipo, mas sin embargo, no me quedé sola en el camino. Existieron muchos voluntarios con base a la estadística que no tenemos tanto dinero como muchas personas ricas, pero sí tenemos una gran pasión por ayudar a los demás. Y esto se ve transformado en aplicar una psicología que lleva a que las personas no se mueran, Ramón. Esto es acción. La solidaridad siempre existió. Ahora, lo único que estamos pidiéndoles es que si nos pueden ayudar, yo necesito algunos developers para completar este proyecto y que ahora sí, de manera automática, utilizando la tecnología a través de esta página web, de algunas cosas interesantes de inteligencia artificial, podemos llegar a más personas. Ahorita yo tengo un grupo de WhatsApp que tiene casi 150 personas que no se suicidaron, que fueron positivas, fueron realmente las personas que a mí también me motivaron a decir que no importa que no tengamos dinero, lo importante es que tenemos una gran responsabilidad con aquellas personas que menos tienen. No sé si alguien me pueda ayudar. Perdón, no. Necesito practicar. Yo entiendo al 100% el inglés, pero necesito practicar un poquito mi inglés. Así es. Gracias.
Isela, I will answer in Spanish and then I will answer in English. Isela, part of the collaboration, Isela, no sé si te interesaría que Miriam, quien está participando con nosotros, pudieras platicar con ella y tener una entrevista con nosotros para difundir lo que estás haciendo, algo muy concreto. And well, what I'm offering to Isela is that the idea is to have an interview with her and publish that information within our communities in order to promote what she's doing.
Thank you so much, Miriam. I need to collaborate with a new team to finish the project. Yes, it's very important to me to continue. Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me for my English. Yes, thank you.
Javi, Miriam, I don't know if you want to share something else.
Well, hello everybody. I'm super proud to see how the team is moving forward, and they are a great team. They are all great people. So follow them and support them, because
we won't be here without you.
Well, I did nothing.
No, you do a lot for us.
Well, great job. I'm very happy to see how it kept on evolving. So very, very proud.
Thank you.
Great, and it's great to see how, you know, we can all see the amazing progress you've done, and we can all help, you know, going into the links that he shared, that Ramon has shared on the chat, and people like Gisela as well can participate and you know, with joint efforts make a real positive impact. So thank you so much for that amazing presentation, Ramon. I congratulate you and the team for, as Meryl said, your stamina and your passion of the whole team. You know, it's been 4 to 5 months. That's amazing. All of you have jobs, but you have dedicated part of your time to do this because it is truly an amazing and really important aspect of our community and of humanity in itself. So I wish you a lot of luck, and I encourage anyone who is on this call or watching the recording later to get in contact with them and see if you have anything you can help out with, and you know, go to their links that I will leave in the email that I send for the follow-up, and just really support them and, you know, get that ball rolling for them. So thank you so much, Ramon. I don't know if anyone has any further questions or any further comments. If not, we will go on to the next team. Oh, Clementine's already started. I don't know if anyone has any other comments, but if you do, maybe just like leave them in the chat or directly speak to Ramon via his email. So yeah, thank you so much. We're going on to the next team, which is Amplus from the Challenge Future of Work. Eric Patel is the mentor, and we have Andy, Miguel, Alberto, and Clementine.
Good day, everyone. I'm Clementine. I'm from South Africa, and it gives me great pleasure to present to you on behalf of our team. So, hold on. There we go. So just over 5.5 years, there was the Future of Work Challenge, and we started off as 8 people from all over the world, and we had it was initially called La Comunidad, with an MTP called Democratizing Community Entrepreneurship. But I think, as people have probably experienced when working on the challenges, not everyone stays on afterwards. And we had 4 people to kind of continue, and we have a new coach named Eric. And as a result, after a couple of iterations of back and forth, we came up with a new, and it's called Amplus, with our MTP to be expanding human potential, because we had to test a couple of different assumptions that it goes beyond just entrepreneurship, because we looked at what were some of the barriers that we were actually facing that actually led to some of the issues that people were facing when it came to entrepreneurship. So the team is made up of Miguel Sainz from Mexico, Alberto from Ecuador, and Andy from Cuba, and who is now based in Canada. So the whole purpose of today's demo is not necessarily to tell you guys about what Amplus is about from a product point of view, but just to encourage everyone who's on this journey to keep going and to share some of our lessons learned. After 5.5 months, sometimes it's been a crazy journey of thinking, what are we doing? Where are we right now? But I think we've actually recently taken a bit of a step back to pause and reflect on what have we actually done. So the one thing that I would encourage everyone to do is keep experimenting in whatever shape or form. So some of the stuff that we have done is, for those who might have been part of the presentation of the Global Challenge, we actually had a hero named Jose that we actually built our original concept around. And Alberto actually ended up interviewing Jose during to actually understand a little bit more of his situation and his background, his family setup. So it's not just based on the assumptions we actually are making. Some other things that we have done is we've created some social media accounts because we wanted to create content from a point of change people's mindsets when it comes to the poverty trap or finding your purpose. And Alberto and Andy have done good jobs at just putting different challenges out there and actually getting people to respond to some of the questions that we actually put out. So I think is from what we've learned about the experiments, some have worked, some have failed, or not so much as failed, but it has taught us valuable lessons from a point who are the people that we actually engage with. Which brings us to the second point of keep testing your assumptions. Because as much as we have Jose as the persona of who we would actually want to target from a purpose point of view, it became a bit difficult when we looked at some of the challenges that he was facing. For example, access to data and internet, or being able to attend a workshop if we were going to be creating it. Eventually, we actually got in touch with an NGO called Hukoni, and we actually thought, and it was actually one of the past demo presentations where we learned that it's better to leverage off an existing community. And that is why we actually decided, why not partner with an organization who actually has a community of your Jose's that we might be able to engage with further. So that's one of the things that I would say, keep going out, keep interviewing people, and don't be afraid to change some of the assumptions that you actually have. The one thing that I would encourage, and this is something that we've learned recently, is to keep it simple. It's quite easy for a problem to become very, very complex, where we discovered we had countless different tools that we were using to build out our model, but when it actually came to understanding what our model was, we sometimes actually fell short when it came to explaining it to ourselves. So fundamentally, what we are trying to do as AMPLUS is to actually help people find their own purpose so that they can actually break a poverty mindset and a poverty trap that they have. But the thing that we had to learn for ourselves was to test out our own product and our own process. So what we did as a team was we spent about 3-4 hours actually going on this purpose journey ourselves, where we had our hosted and facilitated with us. So in short, how the workshop actually worked was we found a partner within the session, just a small group, we all just collectively stuck together. Then we had to reflect on our past to actually understand what actually makes up who we are. And then we had to become vulnerable with each other. So this is people that did not know each other some 5.5 months ago, sharing some very deep stories with each other. And that vulnerability actually helped us to identify key themes with each other in terms of what makes us who we are today, and what is that thing that actually helps to guide us to our purpose. And that ultimately led us for Miguel in particular, who shared his story with us, to help him not only define his purpose, but to also clarify what his purpose actually is, and based on other projects that he had actually gone on. As a result of this, we were fortunate enough to actually be able to run our first purpose workshop with a NGO in Ecuador called Jaconi, where some of the social workers at this company volunteered up some of their personal time to actually go through this this journey with us. And it was so incredible watching people just be willing and engaging to share their stories and to really dig in deep. And what happened as a result of that, we sent them a bit of a closing survey to say, did they like the workshop? What can we actually change? If we were to actually partner with them, how can we actually adapt our product and our journey to actually help accommodate their users and the families that they actually engage with? And we got such good feedback where I think, once again, our own assumptions got tested, where we thought a 3-hour workshop was going to be too long for people, and yet they came back and said the workshop was too short, because time to really dig in deep and get a sense of who you are and who your colleagues or your friends actually are. So recently gotten news that we might be taking this a little bit further to actually explore and engage with the families of Jaconi to actually test out this concept that we've got of finding your purpose to help these families break the poverty mindset that they might be trapped in, help them find new job opportunities, be it through entrepreneurship or through a formal setup. So to kind of, I think sometimes we go through these projects and we go through these concepts and we get excited or we get frustrated because it seems like not getting any traction. It's kind of like what Sanjay says, you know, maybe after 15 weeks, you want to kind of just call it quits. So just this past Saturday as a team, we actually took a step back, we paused, and we actually took stock of all the things that we did achieve. Because sometimes it's not the big things that we see that actually matters, but it's the small little things that we do day by day, after week, month after month, that actually helps to build the foundation that we need to actually continue forward. So to leave you guys off, I want to encourage everyone who's still working on their projects to have fun, keep dreaming big, and don't give up. As the previous team said, you know, we were once upon a time just random strangers. We didn't know each other, but over the past couple of months, we've shared birthdays together, a 30th and a 40th. We've had a birth of a new baby in our team. We collectively, in our own capacities, have kept learning, done research to actually build out our concept and our model a little bit more. And we each have also done multiple different purpose-aligned challenges, both on a global scale, so as part of the ethics challenge, and also even in local challenges with Ecuador and in South Africa. And I think the experience that all of us have had has just encouraged us to keep building into this concept, because Purpose Aligned, it's not just about the little challenges, the challenges that we have every couple of months, but it's the impact that we are trying to make on a global scale that I think is what makes a difference at the end of the day. So our ask to the community is, if anyone is keen to get involved and to find out more about what we do, please drop us a mail, drop us a comment on the chat. We're looking for more potential partners from an NGO or anyone for that matter who might have access to communities where we can actually help partner and help people unlock their purposes and personal MTPs to help them out of a poverty trap that they might be facing. So I just want to say thank you, Francisco and Scully, for just this continuous platform for us, and also to Eric, who's been so patient with us over the last couple of months, who's encouraged us relentlessly. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the group. So everyone. and I'll hand over to the rest of the team. If anyone else has any comments, or please feel free to ask us any questions that you.
Skelly?
Go ahead.
So Clem, well done. Sorry, colleagues, I know Clem quite well. We were peers in South African Challenge. Firstly, well done, team. I want to maybe just ask you guys, or maybe this is something we can do outside of this, but from just listening to the story of the team, there's a significant amount of learning from a mindset perspective that I think you as a team have gone through. And I was just wondering, as you were speaking, if it might be possible for you guys just to document some of the key learnings from a mindset perspective, because I think, as we run these challenges and more of these teams come and do the type of things that we do, that mindset component is something that's lacking. And I'd love to hear you guys' story just purely on the learning from a mindset perspective, because I think that's very important. So that's the one comment, Kim. I think, it's phenomenal what you guys have done. I think the second thing, as you guys were talking, and something that's just struck out for me was, too often when we go through the launchpad phases, I find that teams go very much quickly into solution, backtrack, problem fit. Going out there, developing websites and God knows whatever, but they're not clear on the problem. So I'd love to hear you guys' views just on how you've managed to stay in the question, if I can maybe use that term. So what's your team's experience being staying in the problem statement phase or problem statement mindset? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you.
So I'll answer that, and I'll also allow for my team members to join in. But I think the one thing that, and maybe it was also by fluke, where we had the conversation with Eric last night, actually, just on the Launchpad assessment, where we did have that, we started off with that, and then we built our tasks against it. But very early on in the process, and if I recall correctly, Andy actually told us that like a guideline, we want to go beyond saying the end point is the Launchpad. So the key was building out what are the concepts that we are trying to do and test. That wasn't just the end is to present to a Launchpad and then what. That is kind of how we had to end up breaking down our tasks. The other thing that also helped us was that we constantly held each other accountable around what is our problem statement. And we spent weeks, I'm not even gonna say days on this, but weeks, almost tempted to say months, on actually asking ourselves the question, what problem are we actually solving? And doing the research. So yes, we started off with, we want to solve for democratizing entrepreneurship, but then actually breaking that down to say, but what are some of those challenges to say, I want to be helping Jose. It's not just a case of getting access to funding or getting access to markets. And that's when we got to that point of, there was a fundamental issue, and issue is a very strong word, around the mindset that some people have to actually break out of that kind of cycle and thinking. Constantly, we had to always come back to say, what problem are we solving? Who are we solving it for? And how are we going to be doing it? And I think that helped us to not just be focused on doing a tick box exercise, but to say, how are we going to make this sustainable in terms of the solution that we are building towards? I just want to see Andy, Miguel, or Alberto, if you guys want to add on to this question.
Just hi everybody. Thanks, Clem. It's a great presentation. Just to add that it was very hard to let go of our first idea, of the project, and these things that keep repeating. The people repeats, don't fall in love with their solution, fall in love with your problem. It sounds easy, but it's not easy. And we need the treasure of this team is that we are not we don't fear to question ourselves, and we always have this bell saying, hey, are we doing the right thing? Are we going to the right track? Is this what we're doing? And I think that's very important to have this always this alarm that's saying, hey, are we on the right track? And questioning yourself, and don't be afraid to question yourself and your hypothesis always. So, and also thanks everybody. Thanks, Eric. I also want to thank you because you've been great with us from day one, and Purpose Alliance also. So that's what I wanted to say.
And if I just, and if we have some time left, I just want to add that 5 months and a half sounds easy, but I think the drive and the passion all the team have is that keep us going. You know, we heard the stories that some of the teams stop in the beginning, the others are like breaking down, and with all these turning around on the problem and the solution, and I'm trying to pivot the ideas. I'm pretty sure a lot of teams will be like scared or drop the project. And I think that Alberto, Andy, and Clementine has done a great job, and we have the passion, we have the drive, and also the support of Eric, that he has been, the one who has been bringing us to the road again every time we are moving around. So I think it's a great project. I think it's a great purpose, and obviously it didn't happen this if it was not for the Purpose Alliance Challenge. So I think it's I encourage to all of you and to all of them to share this, because at the end of the day is what keep us going to impact the world. So thank you to all. Thank you to you for listening us. And I hope you can visit our website or send them an email, and you can join this great project too.
Awesome. Yes, thank you so much, Clementine, Miguel, Alberto, and thank you to Eric as well for this amazing progress you have done, and the constant learning and keeping, that mindset that you have kept. It's truly, it's inspirational, and bravo for doing that, and I think it's a great user case to really, to really see and learn from how that mindset is always, open to that change and open to really rethinking the rethinkable stuff always. So thank you so much, and also thank you so much for sharing with us those learnings, and it's well said what Sanjay said. I think documenting the learnings is something very interesting that we should do, all together in collaboration, to really help, everyone else who is also working on their projects, and to just really have a reference to what they can carry on doing to carry on progressing. So thank you so much again, and thank you so much as well to First Team VPAC for that amazing presentation. And thank you everyone who's on the call today as well for joining and for commenting in the chat, and for just, really supporting the teams and supporting the progress. And, I just love being part of this community. It's truly, truly awesome. So I don't know if anyone else has any further comments. I'm sure you do. So there's 4 minutes left, and I'd love to hear any point of view of anyone who is here today.
Well, I would like just to add Miriam or Oscar, if you want to make some comments about our initiative.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead, Miriam.
Hello, everybody. My name is Miriam Canales, and I'm from VPAC community. I'm very pleased to show this presentation, and thank you for your support and the space. Well, I'd like to thank Ramon and Javi and Oscar. I don't know if they're around, but
yes, Oscar is here. also.
Great. So, yeah, we started this project a few months ago, but at least we're very pleased and we're very happy that we could make a team in this month, because as Ramon said, we're trying to have a discipline, and it's not easy because every week we're having a meeting by Zoom too. And well, now we're looking for more volunteers, because sometimes the work is too much and it's not enough, and we'd like to cover another areas, and we'd like to support other people, and we're trying to have new ideas. So we'd like to have other volunteers. We have 5 or 6 people now in our team, but well, sometimes it's great when we have another ideas. And
the project has some,
right, and it's not only in our country, Mexico. Well, it's always interesting and to listen to other opinions from other countries, because of course COVID-19 is a problem for everybody in this world. So it's not the same that in Mexico, the situation that we're having in Mexico or in Argentina or Spain or USA or whatever. So everyone, I think that some of us, I don't know how to say it in English, we're dealing with this situation in a different way, in very similar circumstances, but at the same time it's different. And so this is part of our mission in BIPAC community. And now we're having another interviews with some doctors. For example, there's another one that we just translated to English, and we're looking for other people, listen to other people's opinions, especially doctors and people who is working against COVID-19 pandemic. Sorry.
So everybody's
and Javi and Oscar again.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, great work to all of you, and yeah, just really good luck, and I encourage you all to keep going, and you know, don't give up. They're beautiful projects, and I do wish you lots of luck.
Thank you. Well, just to finish, we're planning this to a long-term future project, because we don't know what's going to happen by December or early 2021. We hope everything's getting better, but we're not sure about it. So as I said, well, it's okay if we're having another opinion, some other people who want to collaborate. Well,
you're more than welcome. Thank you.
We can write us in our Facebook page or LinkedIn or Gmail. And thank you again, Scully and everybody.
It's my pleasure. So we've reached the hour. Thank you all for joining, and I will be sharing the recording as soon as it's processed. So next steps, we have the Future of Education, the 7th of November, and the following demo day will be the third Thursday of November, which I think is the 19th, but you will receive an email the week before, so you're all ready for it. Thank you so much again for coming, and you know, great job, guys. You're doing super well. I encourage you to keep working towards it, and I encourage everyone on the call to, you know, help them out as much as you can, as you possibly can, and help them out with. So thank you so much. I wish you all a great day and a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you so much. Great jobs. Have
Thanks,
a nice
Scully.
day.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.